Good evening, boys and girls. Today I want to read you one of my favorite Pesach stories. The title of the book is If You Give a Frog a Piece of Matzah, and the author is Rachel Shifra Tal, the author, the person who wrote the book. Are you ready? Let's get started. If you give a frog a piece of matzah, he will want to know the story behind it. I will tell him that the Jewish people were slaves in Egypt. Did you know that? The Jewish people were slaves in Egypt so long, long ago? He will listen with both of his froggy ears. He will want to know if the Jewish people were set free. I will tell him yes, but that's not the end of the story. He's going to ask for more matzah. Would you like some more matzah? I think he wants more matzah. Makes so many crumbs. If you give a frog more matzah, he will listen to more of your story. I'm going to tell him that he was a plague. That's going to make him sad. I'm sorry, Froggy. I apologize. But first, he needs more matzah. You ready, Mr. Frog? He wants more matzah. If I give my frog more matzah, he will want to hear about his plague. I'm going to tell him about the frogs who covered Egypt and covered King Pharaoh. He will puff up his chest in pride. He's proud of himself, proud of the frogs. But I am going to tell him that his plague was not the first. But he will want to be first. I will tell him that he cannot change the story. I will tell him that Hashem sent 10 makot, 10 plagues against Egypt and its people. In the first, the waters of Egypt turned into blood. Do you remember that? And this will remind him of grape juice. And he will get thirsty. And he wants some grape juice. Here you go. If I give my frog some grape juice, he will want to hear about all of the other plagues. I will tell him of the lice that jumped all over the Egyptian people. He will get hungry, nom, 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 famished. He will want me to get him some lice to eat because froggies eat lice and they eat insects. I will tell him that he cannot eat the plagues. Are you going to get angry? The froggy is angry. I'm going to give him more grape juice. Here, Mr. Frog, here's more grape juice. If I give a frog more grape juice, he will listen now to the fourth plague, the fourth punishment. I will tell him of all the wild animals that were all over the Egyptian people. Wild animals. He will get scared. He will want to sit close to me to hear about the next plague. It's okay. I will tell him about all the Egyptian animals getting sick, the cows and the sheep. But he is an animal. I will tell him he's not from Egypt. He doesn't have to worry. He's just a frog. He doesn't have to worry about that. And that will make him feel better. But you know what? He needs more matzah. Here, Mr. Frog, do you want more matzah? give my frog more matzah, he will ask about the 6th plague, number 6, 5 and 1, 6. I will tell him about the boils that covered the Egyptian people. Remember, they looked like pimples. Boils. He has some boils. Yes, you have some boils. No, they're really warts. They're called warts on frogs. This will make him sad again. So I'm going to tell him about the next plague so he doesn't cry. I'm going to tell him about the hail and the fire that came down from the sky, that Hashem sent from the sky. He will get scared. He will run and he will hide. Hide under a plate. He's hiding. He's hiding. He's afraid. I will give him some more matzah. Let me give him some more matzah under the plate. And then he wants to hear more about the plagues. And he will hop forward under the plate. Here he is, peeking. I will tell him of the swarms of locusts that ate all the plants that were growing out of the ground. Those were the plants and the crops that gave food for the Egyptians, like tomatoes, whatever was growing out of the ground, and the locusts were eating it. He will worry that someone's going to eat his food. Are you worried, Mr. Froggy? I'm going to remind him that this happened a long, long time ago, and he does not have to worry. If I give a frog more matzah, I will be able to move on with the story. Would you like some more matzah, Mr. Frog? Yes? Okay, here. He's happy he's eating more matzah. I will tell him that a great darkness covered the land of Egypt. That was the next plague. He will tell that it is getting dark. I will tell him, of course it's dark, silly. You're still hiding under the plate. It's dark under there. He will come out only if I tell him about the last plague and I give him more matzah. If I give a worried frog more matzah, I can finish telling him about the plagues, about the punishments. Would you like some more matzah? Yes. I will tell him now about the most frightening plague of all, the most frightening punishment of all. I am going to tell him that all of the firstborn Egyptian sons had to leave their homes. Remember we talked about this? And he is the firstborn in his family. But I'm going to tell him, don't worry, because you're a frog. And this happened a long, long time ago. I will tell him that Hashem saved the Jewish people from being slaves in Egypt. And that's a great end to the story. And wait, you want to tell me something? He wants to tell me something. Hold on. He wants to be Jewish. And I'm happy because I am Jewish. And I'm happy because my people were freed from Egypt so long ago. Isn't that a great story? The end. Good night, everybody. See you soon.